Good evening. Coming up tonight.
College students across the country walked out today in support of Palestine. Hear what participants at USC had to say.
Plus, one South Carolina team starts postseason play tomorrow. Find out how you can cheer on the Gamecocks on the pitch.
And later, your favorite TV shows and movies may soon be back on track as the actors' strike is on the verge of ending.
But first, Nicole Smith is in the studio here with us now. Nicole, what weather can we expect to see this weekend?
Well, we can be expecting to see some stormier weather coming in with that lower pressure system moving on in, but not just this weekend, also at the end of next weekend. But I'll have the weather forecast for this weekend more for you tonight on SGTV Student News at 7.
Live from the Kennedy Greenhouse Studio.
This is Student News at 7.
Good evening, Carolina. I'm Elizabeth Martinez.
And I'm Clarissa Meier. Thanks for joining us tonight.
This afternoon, USC students walked out of class and gathered on the Russell House patio in support of Palestine. About 100 students peacefully came together with host speakers, signs, and chants. The walkout was organized by the Carolina branch of the Party for Socialism and Liberation. The organization calls for, quote, an immediate ceasefire, the cutting of all aid to Israel, and lifting the siege on Gaza, end quote. And students from campuses all across the country took part in PSL's National Student Walkout. For USC students, this was a chance to speak up for those who have no voice. According to a post by PSL on Instagram, the call to action is far from over, stating, quote, we will continue to build up on the momentum with ongoing days of action, end quote. More walkouts are scheduled tomorrow at the University of North Carolina.
USC's very own naturalist Rudy Meier has passed away at 78. Rudy served in the position of the naturalist in residence here on campus and also founded the South Carolina Association of Naturalists. He was the instructor for the course called Natural History with Rudy Meier. With this not just being any nature walk, participants joined Rudy in on a Friday morning lecture at the park to explore South Carolina's natural treasures. USC also hosted public talks for nature lovers led by Rudy for 4 times a year. Although Rudy is most known through his time of being host to South Carolina Public Radio's Nature Notes and SGTV's Nature Scene for more than 2 decades. In the program, Rudy took his audiences on field trips in and outside South Carolina, showing the wonders of the natural world. And with his radio show, fans would submit questions about the identities and characteristics about plants and animals, which Rudy was all-knowing. During his life, he continuously shared how everyone is connected to nature in some way and said, quote, if you know the names of things and the relationships between them, it helps you realize you're a part of something bigger than yourself, end quote.
This past Monday, an event hosted by the local Jewish community helped spread awareness for the Israeli hostages taken in October. SGTV reporter Bridget Ruchowski has the story.
I'm currently at the South Carolina State House, where the local Jewish community is hosting an event to raise awareness about the hostages currently being held in Gaza.
1 month ago, on October 7th, over 200 Israeli individuals were abducted and are currently being held hostage in Gaza. The Jewish community of Columbia came together to display a pair of shoes with a red balloon to represent each hostage on the steps of the State House. Levi Maris, a local rabbi, spoke on how the Jewish community is trying to raise awareness for the Israeli hostages.
They're being held for 30 days now, and very few people are talking about it. In fact, when they see signs, they rip it down. So we thought here at the State House, it would be a perfect opportunity. Let's collect 244 pairs of shoes.
Along with each pair of shoes and balloon, included a flyer of the hostage being represented with their name and age. Some of the displays also included stuffed bears and toys besides the shoes to represent the children who were also taken. Local student Yotam shared personal anxieties about the state of the world around him.
When conflicts like this arise and I see spikes in anti-Semitism abroad and I see them, and I have friends that live all over the place. I have friends that live in Europe. When I see these things and in universities, I have this fear. It's like, when's the other shoe going to drop? When am I not going to be safe anymore?
According to AP News, 5 hostages of Hamas have been released. Their stories give victims' families hope to eventually be reunited with their loved ones. As of now, Hamas stated that they would let the hostages go if Israel agrees to release thousands of Palestine prisoners in return. Israel has rejected this offer. As the fight to free the hostages continue, Jewish communities have faith for the individuals taken to be released and return home safely.
For SGTV, I'm Bridget Bruchalski.
Thanks, Bridget. College campuses across the country have been dealing with hate and anti-Semitism free speech issues, and Tim Scott thinks now is the most important time to stand with the Jewish community. It has been recorded that there has been nearly a 400% increase in anti-Semitic incidents in the U.S. since the first Hamas attack. Scott believes it is important to continue to stand with Israel and denounce those supporting terrorism and Hamas. For the Republican presidential debate in Miami, Scott will be hosting more than 20 Jewish students from USC and other schools. With this, he hopes to help educate the minds of the next generation through this debate and discussion, along with looking forward to sharing his vision for the country. A USC student, David Moryosef, shared how he was grateful for the opportunity and to witness history. He stated how the anti-Semitic demonstration showcased a need for principled leaders. This will be Scott's third GOP presidential debate.
One local high school is getting the opportunity of a lifetime. Marching band members at W.J. Keenan High School will be performing in the 2024 Memorial Day Parade in Washington, D.C. They're the only high school in Columbia going, thanks to a nomination by Congressman Clyburn. This will also be one of the final times performing for the seniors, making it an extra special moment. The band is set to perform in the nation's capital on May 27th.
When making that transition into college, you probably made sure to pack some good walking shoes. Walking to and from campus, as well as traveling between classes, keeps students on their feet crossing roads and streetlights. Whether you're waiting for that walking sign to change or taking a chance to make those 3 seconds across, pedestrian and road safety remains a priority. According to the State Department of Public Safety, over 800 people have died on South Carolina roads just this year, including just this past October, a 19-year-old pedestrian was struck on campus near Bull Street Garage. To spread awareness on the importance of road safety, a local organization, Safe Lexington, is hosting their 4th annual 24/7 run through the streets of Lexington. The acronym SAFE stands for Safe for Everyone, and founder Travis Price decided to take initiative after losing 2 friends from a car striking them when they were on a run. Whether you are biking, walking, running, or driving a car, knowing how you can do your part as a pedestrian or driver can ensure better road safety. The run began this past Monday, but there's still time to join in as it will go on until Sunday, November 12th.
A new South Carolina House of Representatives committee is calling for diversity and a change in how the state selects judges. On Tuesday, the committee held its first meeting focusing on potential judicial reform. South Carolina is one of only 2 states that allow the legislature to elect judges. And critics of this system argue there is a conflict of interest in allowing lawmakers, many of whom are also practicing lawyers, to be the ones selecting the judges they face. Committee members and speakers expressed a unanimous push for more diversity on state benches, including the all-male Supreme Court. South Carolina Supreme Court Justice John Kittredge believes the bench does not reflect the people of South Carolina. Kittredge stated, quote, "The belief by the public in the integrity of our judicial system is absolutely critical to a functional, working, and fair justice system for all South Carolinians," end quote. Micah, the chairman of the election panel, says he is open to reform, but it is unconvinced it would lead to progress, saying, quote, "I remain open to all suggestions of what we should do. I just don't hear a compelling case for why the suggestion will make things different and better," end quote. The committee plans to hold several more public hearings before releasing final recommendations in February. On Tuesday, Governor Henry McMaster declared November 8th as the First Generation College Celebration Day. This comes during USC's First Generation Celebration Week. McMaster said the day recognizes the impact first-generation students have on South Carolina's workforce. Each year, the university's first-generation student organization hosts a week full of events ranging from food to films. In the proclamation, McMaster wrote, quote, "First-generation college students help break down generational barriers and open doors for their current and future family members," end quote. Tomorrow concludes USC's First-Generation Celebration Week with a recognition ceremony on Davis Field from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. All students are invited to attend. Do you see yourself attending this tomorrow?
I wish I could, and I honestly would go in support of people, but I don't think, I'm not first generation college student. I have 3 older brothers, but what about you? Do you think you're going to make your rounds?
I think I'm going to be going. Yeah, I think I'm going to be going.
Really? Are you?
I am.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I love that.
I've been doing a few things this week, but given my schedule, I'm really excited to go tomorrow.
You should go for some like food, maybe check out the events. I think it could be so fun, and I love that they're celebrating and having this moment for them.
Maybe I'll drag you with me.
Yeah. Coming up after the break, SGTV weather reporter Nicole Smith will let us know if we can expect this cool weather to stick around. Stay close.
Welcome back, Carolina. I'm Nicole Smith. Here's your look at tonight's forecast. You can see we're going to be having temperatures as low as 58 here tonight, with those winds going 11 miles per hour and that humidity at 81%. So we're going to be having some higher winds, higher humidity here tonight, but we're going to have some partly cloudy skies here tonight. Now, taking a look at those headlines, you can see we're going to be having some showers here on Saturday in the afternoon and nighttime, and then in the morning we're going to be having showers here on Sunday. Now, if you're coming from Tennessee or after the game you're going back, you will only have some cloudy weather, so you don't have to worry about rains, anything like that. So if you're going or coming to Tennessee, you should be good to go. Now, taking a more detailed look at what that's looking like, you can see we're going to have that rain on Saturday and Sunday. Now we're going to be having some cooler temperatures coming in, so we're going to have those low 50s to those high 60s. So just make sure you grab your jacket. We're going to be having some higher winds, higher or colder temperatures, and some rain. So not the perfect conditions coming up, but grab a jacket, grab an umbrella, all of that, kind of looking at that. Now, we are in that low pressure system, so just looking at what this is looking like for the week. Now, this does start on Wednesday, but the rain is going to be coming back on Thursday, so while you can put that umbrella away for a couple of days, you're going to have to bring it right back out after Wednesday, because it's going to start raining Thursday all the way till Sunday. Now, taking a look at what Saturday is looking like more, just because that's when that game day is, you can say we're going to have some cloudier weather in the morning, in that afternoon time, but that it's going to start showering in that evening time, starting around 4 o'clock. We're going to have some colder temperatures. You see we're in the low 50s to those high 50s all throughout Saturday, so bring your jacket for that game day. It's not going to be one of those warm and hot game days. It's going to be one of those colder, chillier game days, so grab a jacket, grab an umbrella, be prepared for that rain. Now, if you are coming in for that game all throughout South Carolina, kind of what that's looking like, we're going to be some cooler temperatures all throughout the state. We are in that lower pressure system, so we're going to be seeing those storms coming through. You can see all through Greenwood, Aiken, Columbia, Orangeburg, Charleston, and even Myrtle Beach is going to be raining. Now, this is just on Saturday. Coming on Sunday, we're going to see some more rain moving on throughout the state, so just make sure that you're prepared when that rain comes on in. That's all I have for tonight. Coming up after the break, SGTV sports reporter Violet Raftery and Marissa Womack will have the latest in sports. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Violet Raftery.
And I'm Marissa Womack, here to give you the latest in sports. It was a battle of the Gamecocks at Williams-Brice Stadium this past Saturday. Defensive tackle Tonka Hemingway made a statement in the end zone, putting the first points of the game on the board for South Carolina. Going into the half, South Carolina had the lead of 21-14, thanks to a 1-yard run by quarterback Spencer Rattler and a 5-yard pass to wide receiver Xavier Legette, with only 23 seconds left. The third quarter almost got away from South Carolina when Jacksonville State had 2 touchdowns, putting them in the lead. But with a 65-yard pass to Legette, the Gamecocks were tied going into the fourth. Mitch Jeter kicked a 26-yard field goal, and then linebacker Stone Blanton took a 88-yard interception back for a touchdown, confirming the win for South Carolina. But that was not all for the South Carolina football team. Following the win, Senior Bowl director Jim Nagy had something to say about Rattler.
Quote, "It was a loaded quarterback class for the 2024 Reese's Senior Bowl in South Carolina. Spencer Rattler will be squarely in the mix for an invite," end quote. Rattler will have 2 more opportunities to impress Daggy at home, with one of them being this Saturday at noon against Vanderbilt. This is a very important game for the Gamecocks. If they do not win, they might be out and not eligible for a bowl game anymore.
And it sounds like they might be playing through some rough conditions. It sounds like it's going to be a little cold, a little rainy. We heard that from Nicole Smith just a second ago. So if you're going as a fan, dress accordingly, and we'll see how they play in that weather.
Yeah.
Now, Gamecock men's soccer fell out of the Sun Belt tournament last night with a 2-0 loss to 5th-ranked West Virginia. This comes after the Gamecocks were able to stay alive in the quarterfinals against then first-ranked UCF on Sunday. Their 2-1 win against the Golden Knights marked the first time South Carolina has defeated the top-ranked team in program history. They scored 2 goals in the first half off Harrison Meier and Jack Burgess, and goalkeeper Ben Alexander tallied 5 saves to limit the Golden Knights to a lone goal in the second half. But last night, the Gamecocks struggled to find the back of the net and were shut out by the West Virginia Mountaineers. The Gamecocks close out the season with a collective 20 goals, 6 coming from senior Adam Luckhurst, and 73 saves, 63 of which from Alexander.
The men's basketball season has officially begun. The Gamecocks took on the USC Upstate Spartans this past Monday. In the first half, the Gamecocks scored 42 points, while the Spartans fell short of taking the lead, scoring 28. Both teams had similar stats in the second half, with the Gamecocks scoring 40 points and the Spartans at 25, making the final score 82-53. The Gamecocks had a total of 45 rebounds, 16 assists, 4 blocks, and 7 steals. There were 4 dominating players for South Carolina this game. Guards Meechie Johnson Jr. and Talon Cooper, both with 15 points and 3 assists. Forward BJ Mack with 13 points and 1 assist. And forward Miles Studi with 10 points and 1 assist. The team's next game will be tomorrow night at 9:30 p.m. in Charlotte to face Virginia Tech in the Hall of Fame series.
And on Monday, South Carolina women's soccer found out they're set to make their 11th consecutive NCAA tournament appearance this season.
And South Carolina.
The 7-seeded Gamecocks will host James Madison University tomorrow. SGTV caught up with senior forward Catherine Berry after the selection was announced.
We're always hungry, we always have the right mindset, and we're always looking to get better every single night we step out in the field. And so I think those are the things that this team is about and is going to be about, and will be the biggest things come tournament time. It's all about who wants to win more and who's willing to do what it takes to win. So I think those will be important things for us moving forward.
And facing a new opponent in JMU sets up an exciting game for Berry and teammate Hallie Meadows.
We get to set the record straight, and we have the ability to write the book and do that this season. I guess the negative part is that they also have the same advantages, so it's just going to be a really good game, I think, for both of us, first round of the tournament.
James Madison is on the NCAA bracket for the first time since 2015 and for just the 12th time in program history. The JMU Dukes received the at-large bid after falling to Old Dominion in the Sun Belt Championship. While the Gamecocks were eliminated in the SEC quarterfinals, they had maintained an undefeated regular season record in conference play. Both teams hope to extend their postseasons a bit further, kicking off on the pitch at 6 p.m. tomorrow. Tickets will be $8 for adults and $5 for students and children, but the first 400 students will get into Stone Stadium for free. And Marissa and I will actually be there on behalf of SGTV. We will be covering the game, and that package will be up on our YouTube channel at some point tonight.
Yes, I'm super excited for that game, especially because they weren't able to clinch the back-to-back SEC championship, so I feel like a run at the playoffs is a great opportunity for the girls.
And you guys can follow along on our channel as well as in our live programming to come. And coming up after this break, SGTV entertainment reporters Chloe Castain and Erin Smith will lay down the talk of the town. Stay tuned.
Welcome back, Carolina. I'm Erin Smith.
And I'm Chloe Castain, here to give you the latest in this week's entertainment.
Looking for an entertaining way to spend an evening this weekend? The Department of Theater and Dance here at USC has a show for you. The dance department is putting on their fall concert with one show tonight at 7:30 and one show tomorrow at the same time. The dance show features a reconstruction of classical ballet Les Sylphides, as well as several works by the guest artists. As for theater productions, the USC Theater Department is showing the off-Broadway play The Legend of Georgia McBride, starting tomorrow night and going through next Friday, November 17th. The play is written by Tony Award winner Matthew Lopez and tells the story of an Elvis impersonator who enters the world of drag. One role is being played by a seasoned drag veteran, while the rest of the cast is undergraduate students here at USC. Catch the show to enjoy some fellow students' creative talents. Tickets for both the dance and theater performances are $15, and for USC students, $20. For USC employees, veterans, and seniors, 60 plus. For general public, 60 tickets are $22.
And the holidays are here, and Santa is already looking over kids' wish lists over the bridge. Santa's mailbox is back in the city of West Columbia, and children can deliver their lists right now. Santa's mailbox is accepting letters until December 13th if you want a response by Christmas Day. Any letters sent after that aren't promised to make it to the North Pole in time. Santa is also picking up 2 letters mailed by November 22nd to be read by Mrs. Claus at the city's annual Christmas tree lighting on December 1st at City Hall. The mailbox is located at Caraway Park, 212 Hudson Street in West Columbia, with provided postcards. Just be sure to have your child's name, age, and address on the letter so Santa knows exactly who it's for. And of course, make sure you've been nice this year. Now, I don't know about you, but I do have a few things on my wish list because I like to think that I've been pretty nice.
Yeah.
The first is a little bit of a reach present, a break. The second, a little bit more in budget, the Micah hair roller. And third, world peace. So not in that order, but that is what I'm hoping for this holiday season.
I mean, I'm with you on the hair rollers, but I'm definitely back with you on the break.
Right.
A month with no classes is going to be so exciting.
Right, but we don't have to put world peace at third. It could be a little bit farther down.
We just won't disclose our actual rating.
Right, but Santa, you'll know exactly what we want when the time comes. One of the Southeast's largest Veterans Day parades is back in town this weekend. The City of Columbia announced its 45th annual Veterans Day parade, and it's this Friday, November 10th. It will begin at 11 a.m. at the intersection of Sumter and Laurel Streets and will travel south on Sumter Street. It will end at Pendleton Street near the State House. This year's Grand Marshals will be the Vietnam veterans. But the parade isn't the only event to honor those who served. River Bluff High School will also have 2 Veterans Day assemblies tomorrow at their Performing Arts Center, the first at 8:45 a.m. and the second at 10:45 a.m.
Movie and television fans, get excited. The Actors Union, also known as SAG-AFTRA, reached a tentative deal yesterday, effectively ending the actors' strike. The union, which represents about 160,000 actors, went on strike 118 days ago to combat issues like residual and AI within the Hollywood industry. The strike prevented actors from filming and promoting current and past work. It also caused TV and film production to halt and even delayed the 2023 Emmys from September to January of 2024. Effects of both the writers and actors' strike could be felt in California's economy, which lost approximately $3 billion. More details about the agreement will be released on Friday after the deal is reviewed by the SAG-AFTRA National Board. I can say that as a movie fan, I'm really excited to see that productions are going to be starting up again.
I am too, and I think that it's absolutely insane that the Emmys got pushed back from September to January. I mean, that just kind of goes to show you just how long they didn't know that this was going to happen for.
And just how serious of an issue that this was for Hollywood.
Absolutely, so we're very glad to see them back. That's all your entertainment news for tonight. After the break, we'll have tonight's edition of Carolina Canines. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us.
And finally, tonight's Carolina Canine features Walter and Jesse. These happy pups were submitted by SGTV anchor Erin Smith.
Walter and Jesse are both Bichon Frises and love going for walks around their neighborhood. You can find both of them on their Instagram page at GUSLECHIEN. I love that little breed name. They're so cute. They're like these little white fluff balls. They're so adorable.
Are they French?
Oui, oui.
Pardon her French.
That wraps up tonight's edition of Student News at 7.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at SGTV at USC.
To keep up with all of our content, be sure to also visit us online at sgtv@usc.com. For SGTV, I'm Elizabeth Martinez.
And I'm Clarissa Meier. From all of us here at SGTV, have a great night, Carolina, forever to thee.